Hey, crypto media friends, welcome to another Overtime show here. We're just at the precipice, at the eve of jumping into NFT LA, and it's going to be an exciting big week for Los Angeles and for the West Coast in general. This is the biggest in real life event centered on NFTs, centered on even just cryptocurrency in the West Coast. And it's staggering to say that because, just because COVID and what's happened, I think, NFT NYC was kind of the landmark event. That was this sort of kernel of bringing like-minded people together in this space that were avid fans and that were big names and conventions as put together by these podcasters here in NFTLA are very powerful in that way, and that's why I always recommend going out to these. If you're going to NFTLA, hit me on MintyFreshVibe at MintyFreshVibe on Twitter, and we can connect. But if you haven't gotten tickets yet, you're probably not going. It's sold out, and it's sold out again. Hey, there's a RugDAO. By the way, I'm running for RugDAO council, and so if you remember RugDAO, please give me a look on the list of nominations as I look to join them in helping to build a new media company in Web3. I'm going to be older and a participant either way, but it might be nice to be part of the DAO, and it can only be done through a vote. And so that's how Web3, I think, ostensibly can work. It's interesting, though. I'll do a breakdown of like who gets in, because I'll be honest, it's in a very intimidating list of like people who've started major corporations and companies and want to be part of the DAO. And a lot of influencers, a lot of apes in this, and it'll be interesting to see how that leverage plays into getting people elected to a DAO, influencers, and their ability to leverage getting into a DAO. So I'm going to keep a close eye on it, clearly, because I'm part of it. And so, but today I wanted to talk about NFT LA. And, it's got a lot going on. The tickets are sold out, and it was a bit of a weird price point. It was like, hey, sold out or $5,000. But between us, I've heard of them giving away VIP tickets, perhaps to those who might be influential in the space. And so the lineup is day one is pretty centralized, we'll call it. You're going to start off the day, State of the Union NFTs, and then you're going to hit, they're just kind of the warm up back from Mark Cuban at 10:20. But you just kind of stay, it seems like, in that single hall. Every 10 minutes they're going to switch out. These are pretty fast. I don't know how these guys think they're going to program, just basically 40 minutes, but essentially like 10 minutes of warm up, maybe 30 minutes of conversation with luminaries like Mark Cuban. I think they haven't done an event before. And it's, I think it's interesting, like, the programming, the expertise that comes with this sort of stuff is something that, I want to leverage with some of my friends, in doing, NFT events in real life, because this is going to run late. This is going to be very interesting. So, especially you want the time with the guy who's running Vayner NFT. You want the time, and you're paying a lot. And if you're a VIP, you better be getting a meet and greet after with all these people, because that is a hefty price tag. So. And then, one of the big sort of landmark companies that brought some weight to this event was Warner Brothers. Very open, in terms of like, the enthusiasm for it. I think everybody wanted to place. We had just done Supermint, which was ostensibly the first event. We all knew the NFT LA just because of the naming and the success of NFT New York. I don't even know if they're related in terms of like, I don't think they are. And so just given sort of the, a lot of the things. And so, the lineup is great though. The topics are fantastic. Day two, you're hitting more breakout rooms, which I think is fantastic. But again, they think they're only going to do breakout rooms for 10 minutes and then they're gonna cycle in every like it's gonna run for 30 minutes, cycle in 10 minutes. It's a tough schedule to follow. I'm sure they're getting advice somewhere, but when it comes to these types of interactions, you just want a bit more. I don't know where the facility is going to have this ability to connect and step outside and connect, what have you. But I think they'll work it out, and there'll be a learning curve. Obviously, this is like the first for them, so no complaints. Excited to have this event here in Los Angeles, something I can get to. Everything's in Miami, everything's in New York right now, right? They're all gonna be, and then Minneapolis. And so, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I do this live so that I can talk about this stuff as it's going on. Because if you're watching this while in Minneapolis at VCon, you're going to be like, what do I need to know this for? Well, you're going to need to know because I'm going to talk about a land that is selling right now. It's on sale. I see it ticking down. We have time. We have some time, but it's going quite fast. And the land itself is not what you think. And so, but just quickly, NFT LA is going to have a series of these events, and if you can't get to them, there's been a lot of events outside of NFT LA, and so I'm going to share with you guys some party grid. This is kind of you try and share these, for Comic-Con and events like this, and so you kind of know sort of each day what's going on. And so as you can see, at Velum LA, there was a party. This is near me in my neighborhood, and so it's just like, oh my gosh, NFT LA is starting early in a sense. So it started kind of Thursday with some fashion and high-end art openings, and so that's something that LA loves to do, especially around award season. Award season is a very big time in Los Angeles because a lot of the celebrities come from all over the world wherever they're shooting to come to get into altercations clearly on stages, or celebrate each other and their work, and all the galleries know this, and it's a great time to be in town, just in general, because everyone's here and you see them everywhere, including who has a project that dropped, and I was surprised it wasn't quite working, was Cheech and Chong. And so the poor homies in Dreamland, I don't understand why it's not working. Cheech Marin is actually a really big collector. Cheech did pretty well in his, I think it's probably his days on that TV show. I don't remember it because it was on CBS, to be honest. It was just I was like, hey, that was that dude who used to really get high. Along with his friend, Tommy Chong, who's quite active on Twitter. In the space, he's just I don't know who's running it, but he's seemingly that personality is active. And they came up with their own collection. They hired an artist or teamed up with an artist and created just something that's very simple. Clearly I don't know if there's any utility or anything, and I'm not saying, hey, go buy this. I was just kind of surprised. I was like, oh, hey, I know they were in the space and very present in this space, but it was clearly a means to an end in a sense. To sell something, which is the case of every person in social media wants to sell you something. And that's the hope for Web3, is that at least if you're watching this on Web3, you're getting paid for this. You're getting paid to learn. You're getting paid to engage. You're getting paid to know about what's happening and what's current. Please subscribe, hit the bell notification, because I try and keep you guys on point. As these things happen. And so the satellite events, have been going on from, throughout the week and then into the weekend, and then now into the week. Every night there's going to be, everyone's looking for the big one is not 2-bit. Atom Bomb Squad, I think, could be kind of bomb diggity, and I don't know. It's free, open to the public. And so a lot of these are going to be NFT holders only, as the Azuki Garden Party. There are people who are flying all over the world for the Azuki Garden Party. The first time that they're going to be able to connect. And expect Wednesday, March 30th after 9, a lot of videos on social media about what a cool get together they're going to have, because they have got a lot of money to spend on an event, and it better splash. Well, they better make a splash, because the bar is quite high. Speaking of Chris Rock, who hosted the party at NFT NYC for Bored Ape Yacht Club, which started, as you saw back in the channel here, the real uprising and sort of momentum of Bored Ape Yacht Club. And it was clear as day how and why it happened. But that's, again, I do this show live so that we're current. And so, they're looking to, each of these projects is looking to have that moment, the South by Southwest Doodles moment, the Bored Ape Yacht Club moment in New York. And so that's just going to keep raising the bar for IRL events. And, I'd love to be involved in sort of incorporating narrative into that, but it's going to be challenging. It's going to take the right thing, because I think right now, like, the Doodles thing for me was just like an Instagram, like, I don't know, just take a photo of this. Just like, I guess I wasn't there, to be honest. I wasn't there, so I can't maybe comment too harshly on, what exactly it meant narratively to the project, but it certainly got a lot of views. And I said in the channel, and we saw together a slight uptick in pricing. So big time gameplay, big time. I've been following this for a while. I don't know if I've mentioned it in the channel, maybe a long time ago. It's just been a long gestating project. These projects take a long time to do, and they're intricate. And but I was an instant big fan, because the team seems to like really know what they're doing. The team is very experienced, from AAA game publishing companies, Epic Games, and they're a very experienced, savvy team. And I kind of dig the art style of it. It's very Fiat Lux, right? If you guys know that NFT. It has this very cartoony sort of feel, a 2D rendering, if you will. You can look in the shading. Like, that shading to me doesn't suggest, full 3D, but because of the shading of it and the way the coloration sort of, falls off, it feels, like a 2D, 3D. And it's just a particular style that, I'm kind of into right now because of certain NFTs. And this seems to have that, and it's just such a long gestating thing. That's why I want to touch base again on it, because Hello Land sale is up, and let's refresh this just so we have the latest. Okay, so we got 95 left of the Exalted Large Space. Now don't go running and FOMOing quite yet, because there's this sale. But interestingly enough, they set up their marketplace. And, it's not a huge secret, because you just like point over to the open market, but I'm going to show it to you so that you know what's going down. Because you can get these off the mint, and there's like, 6,000 left, 3,000 left, 1,000 left, or you can go to the open market, of which, there's supply. You might have to pay a little higher, maybe in one sense here, a little lower. Somebody just wanted to get it out. Somebody just wanted to get out clearly of their position at a $130 loss, $180 loss. And so, so there's some supply here. And what I like is you can get in for as little as $299. And so, that has, I don't know, there's some comfort in knowing that you have some ability to participate and not feel the pressure to commit, especially at that $15,000 level or even $5,000 or $3,000 level. I mean, that's a lot. And so, because, to base it on something that you only have pre-alpha gameplay sneak peek looks at. And so, a bit of a foot to the Indiana Jones like a bridge that you don't think you're going to live by taking that step on. But I think with this team and with the gameplay that I've seen, it looks quite exciting and quite good and quite solid, especially for an NFT game, to be honest. It seems like a different trajectory. and sort of the high water marks are being met, like with each project that comes out, because at this point, we're basically in Dungeons and Dragons, maybe turn-based play games. Hit the like, subscribe button if you like turn-based games. I love them. I'd love to get involved more with a project that was turn-based game and very narrative-based in that. I think that would be exciting and cool because I love all the this type of gameplay, but you're up against a lot of competition from game makers that have been doing this much longer than you, and so yes, I do this live. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification because I do this live.